Hello and welcome into a Thursday edition of Gold and Blue Now. I'm Chip Fontanazza. Well, for the first time in months, the Mountaineer coaching staff can actually take a deep breath and relax for just a little bit because their recruiting class in the year 2012 is signed, sealed, and delivered. Yesterday, West Virginia signed 26 recruits in the class. 21 of those will count in the 2012 recruiting class, and 5 will be pushed back to the 2011 because those players have already enrolled at West Virginia University. Now, a couple of key players to watch out for this season, and they signed yesterday a 4-star receiver, Deontay McManus, from Baltimore, Maryland. WVU head coach Dana Holgorsen says that he has the size to play at the Division I level right now, and he's excited to see him play in fall camp. A linebacker, Sam Levy, is also a 4-star recruit from the Baltimore, D.C. area. Tyler Orlovsky is a 4-star offensive guard from the state of Ohio. He played for St. Edward's High School, which is one of the top high school programs not only in the state of Ohio but in the nation. And also another player to watch out for this upcoming season and one of the most talented players in the recruiting class, Travers Copeland. He was the last player to submit his letter of intent yesterday, but he was a dual-threat quarterback. He will play wide receiver for West Virginia, and WVU head coach Dana Holgorsen says that he is one of the most dynamic players that they signed in this recruiting class. And, of course, you can find out more about all 26 signees on our website, WVMetronews.com. Now, remember, the Mountaineers still have a few scholarship spots available, and there is one player that they're still waiting on a decision from, and that is linebacker Eric Kinsey from Miami Northwestern High School. His decision is now down to both West Virginia and Mississippi. They were hoping that he would make his decision yesterday, but hopefully he will decide where he will go to school in the next few days. Now, for the players who are actually Mountaineers, WVU head coach Dana Holgorsen said in his signing day press conference he feels he has a very balanced recruiting class and is excited to get all of the kids on campus.
Obviously, we're like everybody else. We want people to say good things about what our body of work is, but the truth of the matter is we're not going to know how these guys fare here until a couple of years anyway. You know, there'll be a handful of them come in and make a difference next year. There'll be a handful that will take a few years, 2 or 3 years, before they're able to contribute, and then there'll probably be a couple that we sign that are never going to be as big of a contributor as we want them to be.
And Dana Holgorsen also says the Mountaineers are going to run a 3-4 defense this year, and they're also going to mix it up with a little bit of 4-3 as well. New co-defensive coordinator Joe DeForest spoke with the media for the first time, and he feels that running that type of a scheme in the Big 12 Conference will help the Mountaineers be successful.
The pluses are they don't know where you're coming from because you can show edge rushers from both sides. You can drop one, bring the other. You can bring them both. You can drop them both. So the athletes you have on the field are a little bit different. They can play a 6 or 9 technique or a 5 technique, or they can rush the pass, or they can drop in the flat. So it gives you flexibility of giving the offense multiple looks and then in turn give them multiple defenses.
And you can see that complete interview with Coach DeForest in its entirety on our website, WVMetronews.com. And don't forget, tonight it is the Bob Huggins Statewide Sports Line right here on the Metro News Radio Network, and it will be streaming live at WVMetronews.com starting at 7:06. You can get Coach Huggins' thoughts on how this week of practice went and how the players are doing after losing 3 games in a row. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Gold and Blue Now. I'm Chip Fontanazza.